The United States of America is all set to elect its 47th president, a position often touted as the most powerful in the world. It's on Tuesday, the 5th of November, 2024. But close to 42 million Americans have already cast their votes in what is called early polling. But how do American elections actually work? What's the difference between the popular vote and the Electoral College? Why doesn't the candidate with the most votes always win? And what do some unique terms like gerrymandering mean? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I'm Smita Prakash. Popular vote versus Electoral College. Every 4 years, Americans vote for their president. You'd think it's straightforward. The person with the most votes wins. But it's not that simple. They have something called the Electoral College, which decides the final winner. The popular vote is the total number of votes each candidate gets from the people. But in the US, winning the popular vote doesn't guarantee the presidency. Instead, the president is chosen by winning the Electoral College vote. The Electoral College has 538 votes in total. Each state gets a certain number of these votes based on its population. So bigger states have more and smaller states have fewer. To win, a candidate needs 270 Electoral College votes. That's more than half. It's a convoluted way in which Americans have selected their president since the early 18th century. The American Constitution says that state legislatures can choose how they want to award their electors. All but 2 states have long chosen to use a winner-takes-all system. The winner of the popular vote in their state gets all of the electoral votes. The 2 states which I mentioned are Maine and Nebraska. In each state, the 2 Electoral College votes are allocated to the statewide winner. Each state then awards its remaining electors, 2 in Maine and 3 in Nebraska, to the winner in each of the state's congressional districts. Too complicated to figure out? Not to worry. Even Americans find it hard to understand. The individual who emerges victorious in the US presidential race will take office in the White House for a 4-year term starting from the inauguration on January 20th, 2025. Why the popular vote doesn't always decide the winner? Let's say a candidate wins by a landslide in big states but loses narrowly in smaller ones. They could still lose the election because of how the Electoral College works. In fact, 5 times in recent history, a candidate won the popular vote but lost the presidency because they didn't get enough Electoral College votes. In 2000 with Al Gore, who won the popular vote but lost to George Bush. And in 2016, Hillary Clinton won more individual votes but lost to Donald Trump because of the Electoral College. Since almost immediately after the Electoral College was enacted, there have been efforts to change it. But in over 200 years, no one has radically changed the system, let alone thrown it out. Swing states and swing voters. These are states that could go either way, Democrat or Republican. Some states like California are consistently Democratic. Others like Texas are usually Republican. But swing states are unpredictable and often decide the whole election. For example, Florida and Pennsylvania have been major swing states in recent elections. Candidates put a lot of effort into winning these states because their Electoral College votes can decide the outcome. And swing voters, people who haven't decided on a party, have a big influence here. What does the term gerrymandering mean? When voting districts are redrawn to favor one party. Basically, politicians can adjust the borders of these areas to give their party a better chance of winning. Think of it like this. By changing the lines on a map just a little, you can turn an area that might vote one way into one that votes another way. Gerrymandering allows parties to pick voters instead of the other way around. Well, American elections are complex. The system is designed to balance power between the small and big states, but it also sometimes means that the candidates with the most individual votes doesn't win. What will happen on the 5th of November? The closing times of polls in the US differ across states due to the multiple time zones in the US. But for us in India, it means around 5 p.m. India time on the 6th. If the outcome of the race is clear, the news organizations may declare the winner within a few hours, which means by 6th late night India time or 7th morning. Paper ballots are being used in most jurisdictions. Unlike in India, where the Election Commission announces the results, the Americans have a decentralized system. Most aspects of the elections, whether federal, state, or local, are regulated and administered by state laws. In 2016, we knew that Donald J. Trump had won the presidency within a few hours of the election day. Hillary Clinton conceded. In 2020, the race wasn't called for Joe Biden until several days. This time too, pollsters predict a close contest.